Hey guys, it's Kevin, and today we're going to be going over the SAT reading and writing sections. Now, these were my weakest sections, so I'm really happy to be helping you guys today in improving these sections with the strategies and tips that I'm going to be sharing. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that I did get a 780 on the SAT reading and writing sections, which is 20 points shy, 2 questions shy of perfect. So you guys can completely trust the strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be mentioning the books that really helped me through just studying for the SAT reading and writing sections. So you guys might want to stay for that, and you should subscribe and follow me on Instagram for future video updates. So let's start off with the reading section. So what I found is that, crazy enough, everybody can actually do really well on the reading section. And the reason that most people don't do really well is because they're not focused when they're reading it, right? They're just zoning out, or they're not accustomed to just reading long pieces of text, past a caption on an Instagram post, or small pieces of text. You need to be able to focus for the duration of 65 minutes reading, right? And you need to be able to comprehend every single sentence, which is hard to do. But it doesn't come down to, I'm doing bad on the reading section, so I don't know how to read. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you're not reading enough. So what I would recommend is 3, 4, 5 weeks before the test, just start reading every single day. Whether it's the SAT passages, which is great, or some interesting books you found, because that's gonna help you be able to better read these texts and better understand the passages overall. Now, in terms of the reading, how you're gonna read them, I would recommend just quickly skimming the text and the passage before you start, which means you read the introduction, skim through the body, and read the conclusion with a bit more emphasis, and then you jump straight to the questions. Now, reading them shouldn't take you more than 1 to 3 minutes maximum. And then in the questions, if you're kind of iffy about something, you can always just hop back into the text. But I would not spend more than 3 minutes reading the entire thing at the beginning before jumping into the questions. I should also mention that something that I do not recommend, personally, I don't recommend investing too much time into books that are reading strategies, this and that, because honestly, you just need to be able to read the passage and answer questions. It's not crazy. Everybody knows how to read. If you're not doing that well right now, it's probably because you haven't been reading big novels or passages like that in a long time. So spending a couple weeks every single day reading them is actually going to help you so much, and it will help you get a top score like I did. Now, in terms of the writing section, which is actually, I believe, the easiest section to master on the SAT, I would recommend going on Khan Academy, which has this entire video series on the writing, the different rules the SAT is gonna test and whatnot. I'd actually go and watch all of those single videos, which I'm gonna provide a link down below in the description to that website. And furthermore, I would recommend just if you get anything wrong, just look it up on Google, look it up on YouTube, see if you can find more videos or content about that certain concept that you got wrong, and write it down somewhere. Make sure that you remember it for next time, and keep on reviewing this stuff, especially in the days and weeks before the SAT. Now, for the writing, in terms of the test strategy, you're gonna want to work really fast on the text, because you're gonna have to answer 44 questions in 35 minutes, which leaves you with less than 10 minutes per section, right? So you're gonna want to have to finish everything in at most 30 minutes. You're gonna want to finish everything, so you have 5 minutes just to go back and check on those things that you might have been a little bit iffy about. Because usually if you're iffy about something on the writing section, it's just because you're probably your brain was freezing or something, or you weren't reading it necessarily well enough. So if you just go back and reread it, it will help you a lot. And that's about it, honestly, guys. Summary, you guys need to be focused for the SAT reading. Just practice putting your phone away, really focusing deeply on what you're reading, not zoning out. And for the writing sections, going over the grammar rules and whatnot. So for the books that I'm going to mention, the books that really helped me, for reading, I use the Princeton Review reading workout book, and there's a bunch of different reading passages. Now, I should mention that the Princeton Review did have harder reading passages than normal, which actually did help me than the actual SAT. The Princeton Review has harder questions, which does help you on the actual SAT when you get the easier questions. Now, there's also another book, I'm not sure what it's called, but it was a similar book. I'm gonna put it right here, and this one also like did a similar thing where it would just give you a bunch of different passages on several different topics, which helps you just be able to focus on the actual SAT, where you're gonna need to be able to read on so many different topics and answer questions based on them. In terms of the writing books, we have the College Panda book, which was actually really amazing in explaining like every single different concept in the writing section. And I felt like it was like a great companion to the Princeton Review book, the overall SAT Princeton Review book, which did also include explanations of different grammar topics while providing like a bunch of really nice tests for you to practice with. So those were my go-to books in addition to Khan Academy for the writing practice. And that's kind of it, guys. Like, I would recommend not spending like months and months studying for this stuff. I would recommend like a couple weeks before the SAT. Just like starting to cram, right? Like starting to just get your brain into that mode, because you know, spending 30 minutes a day like for 5 months, 6 months, like what's that really gonna do, right? You're not gonna be able to like memorize stuff that well, and plus your brain's not gonna be like super in the mode on test dates. So, and plus you save time in the long run if you just, you know, cram your studying into like 1 or 1.5 like good months. Then, you know, as long as you have, you know, enough time, you're gonna do really well. And if you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe for future videos, you know, non-SAT related as well. They're gonna get like super interesting soon. And like my Instagram, follow me on Instagram for more updates and content. Alright guys, I wish you guys the best of luck and take care. Bye bye.